めくい謎は、そこにはカリブ海とアンデスが織りなす奇跡のメカニズムが。放送は BS プレミアム今夜9時です。
世界入りにくい居酒屋。
The data concerning amounts of cement used has also been falsified in the scandal-hit condominium project in Yokohama. This resident says these issues may be just the tip of an iceberg. She says there may be many more buildings which have the same problems. Soccer's world body FIFA is embroiled in a corruption scandal. We have an interview with an official from the Swiss prosecution. Good evening, this is News 7 for Saturday, October 17th. Additional cases have emerged of falsified construction records after a building at a condominium complex in Yokohama was found to be tilting. A gap of about 2 centimeters was found in a corridor that connects the tilting building to another structure in the complex. 8 of the building's 52 pilings have been found to have failed to reach the bedrock. Piling data was also found to have been falsified for another 2 buildings. Piling work of some 70 problematic pilings was supervised by a person who has been working for the constructor for about 15 years. The company says it will check condominiums around the country for falsified records. Real estate developer Mitsui Fudosan Residential prepared these sales materials for the condominium in question. The material explains the building structure is highly reliable, describing how the pilings sit upon bedrock. But this same developer has now told residents that piling data has been falsified and some of the piles are not in contact with the bedrock. Last month, the company further revealed the falsification of data concerning how much cement was used. This company official says the firm doesn't know why the data was falsified. He says it is an unexpected incident and deeply regrettable. Mitsui Fudosan and the company that conducted the piling work held a briefing for residents. The president of Mitsui Fudosan, Kiyotaka Fujibayashi, says the firm will share information with residents and sincerely address the problem. The president of Asahi Kasei Construction Materials, Tomohiro Maeda, has apologized. He says the firm will do its best so that residents will be able to live in the apartments without worry. Some residents had the following to say. This person says he was surprised by the news. He says he has heard the apologies, but it's not acceptable. This person says these issues may be just the tip of an iceberg. She says there may be many more buildings which have the same problems.
It has been learned that data recording amounts of cement used was also falsified. In the piling work at this construction site, cement was first poured into the foundation holes. Then, piles were placed in the holes. The piles were fixed into place as cement solidified. In this case, the data was falsified, so it is not known how much cement was actually used. The amount would have been insufficient. This architect says not enough cement was used, piles would not have been firmly fixed, and their supporting strength would have been weaker than expected. He says it may be necessary to call in independent inspections during construction to prevent data falsification. Data was falsified for 70 piles. The same operator manipulated the piling machine. The piling work was also supervised by the same person. The president of Asahi Kasei Construction Materials says the supervisor said he was taking data at the beginning, but stopped doing so later. He says the supervisor took days off because of flu, and no one took records during his absence. He says as a result, the piling data was incomplete, and the supervisor decided to fill the gaps with data of other piling jobs. But he says he wonders why the supervisor had to falsify the records. He says he doubts he wanted to hide defective piling work for the 8 piles that failed to hit bedrock. The supervisor has conducted piling work for about 15 years. The same person supervised similar jobs in many other buildings. The firm, Asahi Kasei Building Materials, is checking about 3,000 condominiums and other buildings it has provided piling for over about 10 years. The company said it doesn't know how many construction projects the supervisor in question has been involved in. A seminar was held in Sendai to instruct prospective home buyers on what to watch out for. A lawyer says buyers should be aware that they themselves could face similar problems to those which are unfolding. This participant says that the people involved were true professionals. There shouldn't have been such a terrible scandal. A visitor to a model apartment had this to say. She says she is scared to hear the news, particularly because the seller was a leading firm. She says she is unsure how to proceed, as it's impossible to check everything on her own. Mitsui Fudosan Residential, the seller of the condominium complex, says it will complete a third-party investigation by mid-November and inform residents of the results, as well as how the company plans to cope with the problems.
Soccer's world governing body FIFA has been mired in claims of corruption since earlier this year. FIFA President Sepp Blatter is under criminal investigation for alleged misappropriation of the world body's funds. Blatter is suspected of handling illegal payments or handing illegal payments to FIFA Vice President Michel Platini, a former star player who was seen as a favorite to be the next president. In an exclusive interview with NHK, a Swiss prosecution official expressed confidence Blatter would be indicted. The spokesman said Platini was not presently a direct target of their investigation. Andre Marti is a spokesman for the Swiss Attorney General and has been involved in an investigation into Blatter. Marti made clear that Swiss prosecutors intend to indict Blatter.
People are willing to keep it up with these very special behaviors of some functions. We are very confident that we will have sufficient proof to bring these investigations to a final stage.
FIFA is mired in a corruption scandal. In May this year, U.S. judicial authorities indicted 14 people, including then FIFA vice presidents, for their alleged involvement in large-scale bribery. Swiss prosecutors launched an investigation into alleged wrongdoings in the process that led to the awarding of hosting rights of the 2018 World Cup to Russia and the 2022 event in Qatar. Swiss prosecutors also made FIFA's president the subject of their investigation. They accuse Blatter of criminal misappropriation and suspect he made illegal payments worth 117 million yen.